Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remaster. Today it's going to be a PvT at the highest levels. It is Light versus Snow here on Vermeer. Top left, who's it going to be? It's going to be Snow. Bottom right, it's going to be Light. Probably the best Terran player in the world right now. I know Sharp was in the SSL finals, but Sulky took down Light and Sulky took down Sharp, so I kind of feel like that kind of washes it out, right? We'll see how Light does in SSL 2. He is going to qualify for it. He is an incredible Terran player, and Snow is an amazing player as well, who also got taken down by Sulky. So, man, Sulky is raging and rampaging right now, isn't he? But there are no Zergs in this cast, so they cannot hurt you. Falcon promises that. So yeah, hit the like button if you're excited to see a PvT featuring two amazing players. Let's see if Snow's going to use his patented Reaver stuff that he can do that nobody else can do with Reavers. And let's see if Light is very, very solid with his macro and decision making and scouting. And yeah, what does Light do better than anybody else in the StarCraft scene? Like Snow, Reavers. We've got Sulky with his timing attacks and little bits of harassment and tricking the other player into thinking you're doing something and then you're doing something else. So what is Light good at? I think he's just an all-around solid player at every single aspect of the game, which makes him very, very, very formidable in Brood War. But not against Sulky, man. Nobody looks good against Sulky. Ugh. I want to see Flash versus Sulky in SSL 2. Please, gods of StarCraft. Please make that a possibility and make it a reality. So, cross-spawn scout here on Vermeer. Well done. Light says, how did you cross-spawn scout and find me? How did you find me so fast? Snow says, I don't know, just lucky, I guess. He doesn't know which direction the probes came from, but if he knew it was a cross-spawn, I think he would be a little bit more peeved off here. Yeah, a little tiny bit. So we got a cybernetics core, we got a pylon, we've got gas, we've got dragoon pressure, and an early gas here from Light as well into a factory. And then just two SCVs on gas here, not fully saturating it. Just a little bit of gas into an expansion. The probe says, are you expanding? Show it to me. Show me your expansion. The Marine says, no. I'm going to shoot you in the face. Stop asking so many questions. You're super annoying. Expanding here is Snow because he is secure behind this Dragoon. Safe from a 2-Rax. And he knows it's not a 2-Rax because he scouted it. Yeah, Dragoon moving out. Are we going to expand? No, actually. Not as much. Gonna build, well, actually, we build the expansion here inside the main base, which is, I guess it's technically expanding. Not going to get too mad about it. Fast armory here, too. Dragoon shows up, sees no expansion, sees no bunker, says, huh, I guess I'll wander in here and see what I can find. Oh, is he? Is he going to do it? He's like, nothing's shooting at me. That's nice. I guess we'll kind of fire away at the supply depot for a while. Might as well use my phase disruptor capabilities to cause this thing to catch on fire. Another Dragoon defensively in case there's a couple Marines out on the map. Hey, look, there's a couple Marines out on the map. How nice is that? And yeah, I guess before we get too far into this thing, let's hear a word from this week's sponsor. Take it away, Falcon. Today's sponsor is Pulls-It. You guys know him. Link in the description to sign up. Use your Google account, use your email address, and if you sign up for free, because it is free, I get a kickback from the advertisers. So if you want to support Falcon, sign up in the link in the description, and you can answer questions like, who is the Protoss Hope right now in Brood War? Protoss haven't won an ASL or an SSL since Mini did in August of 2021. Who will be the next toss to win an SSL? You have several selections to choose from, or you can just choose other here, and you can comment as well. Other questions like, what's your favorite matchup to watch in Brood War? And there are comments from people like Peter and Anthony. We've got, let's see, RJB here. Let's see if we have a response from RJB. RJB is on Polls It. There it is. Solki es numero uno. He says. So will Flash qualify for SSL? Will Solki become the new Bonjour in Brood War? And yeah, it's just a social media platform built around polls. So thanks again for supporting me. Polls It. I really do appreciate it. And sign up today. Now back to the cast. All right, thanks for that. To talk about the sponsor, we got a robotics facility coming up here from Snow. Everybody was waiting for that, weren't they? Is it just going to be for detection, or are we going to see some Reavers? Siege mode just about done here. First upgrade for the mech units. That light does. He knows how important it is. And yeah, I was expecting a lot of Dragoons here, but just expanding. Just, you know, throwing down another gateway. We've got ourselves an observatory coming in right at the front door, which, again, I'm not a huge fan of, but Snow does it, so whatever. I guess it's safe if you're Snow. Got a +1 vehicle attack coming in an engineering bay, just because, you know, it is Snow, so you need missile turrets inside your base in case it's fast Reaver, but it's not. And this Marine is going to die, but he is hip-firing his weapon anyway, and... he says. Explodes. His head comes off. I don't know if that's a leg or something down there. Brutal. Brutal way to end if you are a Marine. But yeah, be sure to check out, like, what do we want to check out here? We want to check out the live streams. I'm doing those 6 times a week since I've been unemployed for the last 2 months. Trying to find a 9-to-5 job, folks. It's harder than it might seem for some reason right now. But hopefully things have improved, and maybe by the time you see this, I'll have a job. That'd be great. Maybe the live streams will be canceled, which will be sad, because I have fun with the live streams. I like hanging out with you guys for 4 hours a day, but, you know, full-time job, a little bit hard to pass up. Maybe not quite making enough money from the live streams to support my family on it, you know. Sometimes life be that way. Ooh, it is robotic support bay. Okay, so before third base, it's not like crazy, super mega fast Reaver, but we are getting the Reavers in here before super late game. Big fan of that. And I guess maybe you kind of force some turrets out that aren't necessary because you're worried about it happening. And then you get a third base, and hiding the robo here at the third base is interesting. Okay, we don't have any ComSat stations yet because there is no academy built, nor is there one under construction. But we are getting a pretty fast science facility here off of 2 bases, is light. Siege tanks are defensive, and I think Snow's taking advantage of that. He's like, all right, so you don't have vultures running around all over the place yet. So tell you what, let's get a third base. We're going to minimally defend it. We should be fine. We'll send the Reaver out to keep you at home, too. Where is this? That's an empty Reaver, folks. Are you going to send an empty Reaver into Light's base to freak him out? I've seen Snow do this before. Snow's like, we're just going to show up with an empty Reaver, and then you're going to freak out, and then I'm going to go away with the Reaver, or with the shuttle, and then come back. Did I say empty Reaver? Empty shuttle. And then the empty shuttle will go away, and then it will come back, and it'll have a Reaver in it, and ta-da, surprise! It's not really that big of a surprise. Terran knew that was going to happen. Ooh, getting a dropship, too, though. He's like, 2 can play at this game. Guess he was just sending the shuttle down to see if there was anything proxied down there, or if there was a dropship coming or something. And then on the way back, we pick up the Reaver, get shuttle speed, etc., etc. Good scout on that. Vulture's moving out here. So the probes come in. What do we plug this hole with is the question. I guess Dragoon's coming down to try to cover that position. And yeah, beautifully done. Beautifully done. Intercepting it perfectly. And the Light's got to fall back here. So this is a good game. This is some good stuff out of both of these players. A little bit of cat and mouse going on. A little bit of some mind games happening too. Big fan of that in my StarCraft. I think that you probably are as well. Spider Mine's the last upgrade to come in on the machine shop. Sometimes it's first. Sometimes it's last. You just never know. With these Terran players, sometimes what they want to do. What they have in mind when the game begins. So three bases rolling here. And a third is up at the same time from Snow. Maybe trying to set up a fourth base. He intercepted that dropship pretty ably, didn't he? 1 siege tank, 2 vultures in that thing, and Dragoons are just in a position to shut it down. So this is, you know, harass attempts. Definitely here from Light, just not getting a lot done. Where is my shuttle? There it is. Speed finally kicks in. We're going to load up with another Reaver. I bet we are. Yeah, we are. We're going to load up with a second Reaver. Please load up with the second Reaver. This is really passive, man. I actually cast a Boxer versus Nada game on one of the live streams last week, and it was a really passive Boxer. He was basically doing this. I mean, look, yes, there's Vulture run-by attempts. There was a drop ship attempt. So I guess it is definitely more active than that game from Boxer was, but still, no real move-outs here, right? Getting a third command center here at 9:30, allowing the Protoss effectively to get a fourth base up here, try to keep his tanks alive, and then move out when you've got about 30 siege tanks and see if we can get stuff done or not. Citadel of Adun coming in. A little bit of Zealot leg enhancements, I imagine. A little bit of Templar Archives, maybe for Arbiters, maybe for Storm, and Porque no los dos. So, yeah, we're just going to use Reavers to delay. That's it, man. 2 shots on a tank. Bam, tank's dead. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I think he did take an unsieged siege tank shot on that Reaver. One of these should be... Yeah, I think that guy was injured before he got picked up. Yep, did take it, but no hull damage. And that's kind of what's important here. Scarab damage upgrade, too, pretty fast. I mean, that is a sub 11-minute Scarab damage upgrade. But let's see if Light can get out of here. This is it. This is the thing I talked about that Snow does, right? He uses Reavers to delay and uses them as part of the group. He doesn't just use them to drop in enemy mineral lines. He uses them to do this. Kill a Spider Mine, kill a Vulture. Just get good trades over and over here. Force Light to move up 2 inches, siege, unsiege, move up 2 inches, siege, and then you Zealot bomb him on the backside. While he's not waiting for it, Dragoons come in here too. Reavers joining this party, and tanks getting wiped out like crazy. Look at these guys. Dragoons are like, wait, how many tanks do you have over here? None? That's cool. Then they siege up and they're like, oh, never mind. Losing one of their buddies. These guys just bad rallied in there, I guess. And then, oh, Goliath. Goliath, no. Ooh, that's good. That's really good for the Reavers. The anti-air is being thinned out here pretty ably. Good scan and a snipe on that observer. They do get it. They do get it. So now Snow doesn't have the vision he did before. Oh, good job, Goliath, turning around to retreat against that Scarab damage. This is looking good out of Snow, man. He's getting Storm. I mean, Light's got a third base he's rolling with, and there is gas down here on Vermeer, so he's feeling all right. 5th base coming up 12 o'clock from Snow. He respects Light. He's not going to try to bust him down on these 3 bases. He knows he's probably going to lose a couple bases somewhere along the way, and the more bases he has, the better off it's going to be for him. Any upgrades yet? Nope, no upgrade for the toss on the ground units. 2-1 upgrades on the mech. Massive upgrade advantage for Terran as usual in this matchup. Sometimes the Protoss will go for really fast +1, +2, +3, but for the most part, not so much. Scanning out, trying to see if there's a carrier transition. No, there's not. Also, no Arbiters. It's really just going to be Gateway Man and our shuttles on display here from Snow. Going to be Storm, going to be Reavers, going to be Zealots, going to be Dragoons. Those are the important aspects of this game. And did I mention the shuttles? Because the shuttles are very important too, obviously. So still trying to contain Light as much as possible. Obviously, the 3rd base was a bit of a pain in the butt for him to take compared to the free expands of Snow for sure. But that's the nature of this matchup, right? Protoss can freely expand. Terran, when they get moving, they turn into an unstoppable ball of death for all who oppose them. Yeah, 63 to 65 workers. Light's keeping up in the economy despite the relative lack of bases. Science vessels in production. We are working on some of that EMP in the future here. Also detection for possible DTs. As again, Snow doesn't have to stick to Zealots and Dragoons and Reavers. He can definitely add some DTs if he wants to. Don't see why not. Scans this space, sees it. Another drop attempt sniffed out by a Dragoon, man. This Dragoon is going to die. He does take a vulture with him. That's a really nice micro out of Snow. He knew he was toast, but didn't really matter to him. A couple Zealots hoofing it up here to this third base to try to defend against the incoming drop, which turns around and actually doesn't end up going there at all because he knew he was scouted. Why bother? Another base coming in from Snow. I mean, this man is casually getting 6 bases. Probably throw up a 7th over here. Probably throw up an 8th down here. You know, as you do when you're Snow. Just casually take as many bases as you want. Get an amulet on the way. 7 Zealots at a time being produced. Snow does the correct compositional choices of how many Zealots to Dragoons do you need based on what the Terran player is up to. It's a lot of vultures, man. I mean, that is a heck ton of vultures. +3 attack is almost done, and Light decides now is the time to move out. So here we go. Dragoons harassing from the left side. Reavers on the top side. More Zealots on the top side here, too. And running the Zealots down, absorbing those tank shots. Vultures trying to absorb Reaver shots there, too, so they're not hitting the tanks as much as you can. Good Storm unloading the High Templar on the right side. Getting another great Storm off. Trying to Archon merge on the map, but that's never going to work in this situation. That's kind of a waste of time. Probably could have picked him up. Reavers. Ah, big hits on those. Oh, big hits. Vultures dying to Reavers. Look, Vultures are free. They're very easy and to build, and they're cheap. But if you don't have any, then suddenly the Zealots are a massive problem here. Look at those SCVs retreating too. Yeah, if you're trying to cover a base with Vultures and they all die, then suddenly these Reavers own this base now, and the delay on the 4th base is up. We got it. Storming. Good anticipation there by Light. Sieging outside of the base. Running in 1 Vulture at a time. Ooh, one of the Reavers did die. The other one, yeah, gets sniped out. Oh, no, another Reaver does get picked off there. Good Storm, but Light ends up sending enough to take his base, but it was incredibly tough. Snow made that as hard for Light as he possibly could. More shuttles, more Dragoons, more Zealots, more High Templar. You guys know the drill. You know what this game is going to be from this point here from Snow. Comsats, I apologize, coming in. We've been hearing scans for a while now, and look, there's that 7th base I was talking about in the top right. Bottom left for an 8th base would be cool. Trying to shut that down, though, with these siege tanks for sure. Good scan, catching this Dragoon move down to the south side where there are few tanks, but Spider Mine's covering the approach. Does a lot of work for this, right? I love the visual of High Templar standing on the high ground, looking down upon their enemies and storming them. It just feels so imposing. Like, the way they stand is just, yeah, man, like, very authoritative. Little Zealot dropped. Oh, no. Send the Zealots over. Let's actually kill the siege tank. Dude, 7 kills on that tank. I think they might mostly be probes. Hard wall getting busted. No, not really. Not by these Vultures. Not today. And we can go back to work now. Excellent. So pretty good hold there. Some probes did die. 60 workers remain. Still a pretty happy number, especially considering the number of Nexuses the man is going for here. He's on 8 bases, folks. Light's on 4. There's the scan revealing it there. Light says, okay, you've taken the entire map. This cannot stand. I cannot fight you if you're on double the income that I am. You are Snow. You are too good. You've killed a bunch of my tanks already. I'm not remaxed yet. I don't have as many tanks as I'd like to, and guess who's coming back round for round 8? It is Snow. Yeah, Snow's just very, very happy right now. The man's at 200 supply, 70 workers. He's getting, he's starting a +1 air weapons. Now, this is the thing. This is an old trick, right? If your main base, you scan the enemy's cybercore as Terran to see if they're going into mech. If they see the cybercore spinning, they know an attack upgrade's on the way, and they will assume carriers. Right? Did I say mech? I meant carriers. You'll assume carriers. Now, whether that's accurate or not depends on if you're being tricked or not. Sometimes Snow just gets attack upgrades and then uses the upgrades for arbiters, but he doesn't seem to be doing that right now. He doesn't have an Arbiter Tribunal at all. He doesn't have a Stargate. The fact that he's getting +1 attack and doesn't have a Stargate really tells me this is a bit of a... It's a bluff, is what it is. Although he feels maybe this game can go a bit longer, and maybe the longer the game goes on, maybe the more carriers make sense for me, because a 4-basing Terran is tough to deal with, despite the number of bases you might have. Any upgrades for these ground units yet? 2-1. 3-2 for the mech. EMP catching a High Templar there. Not much else. Combination of unsieged tanks and tanks. Unsieged tanks playing the role of vultures in this group for light. Really coming up that way. And yeah, all these scans are just dedicated to where is the Protoss army out on the map right now. Less scanning the main base to see if carriers are coming. He's pretty committed to this attack as it stands. Good snipe on that science vessel. I think he's just going to come up here and kill stuff with these tanks even if carriers are on the way, so I don't think he cares as much. And if there are no carriers, great. And if there are carriers, he'll have time to deal with them. He'll have, you know, the resources. He'll have the production capabilities to do that. So yeah, Snow's got 1 million zealots up here. Does he want to come down and help with this? Or are you going to come down here, guy? What are we doing, friend? No? We're just going to let this base die? Snow, buddy. Snow. Wait, these probes never go back to work. Is this replay busted? Son of a biscuit, it is. Please hold. We will try to fix the replay. On the fly. Seems better. These guys are working. Oh, this is later. ×2 speed. ×4 speed? Okay, so wow, we went back way too far. So the 4th base is coming up now. Super hard fought. We know how this goes. Both Reavers die. But it is a hard fought 4th base for light, but he's happy to have it nevertheless. Right. Then we need to see when that drop comes up here, these probes get pulled. And they hide, and then the vultures come in and they hide up here. And then do they ever go back to work at all? Zealots clear that tank out. Probes go back to work. Okay. All right. I think we fixed it. So let's ×2 this anyway. I'm not sure a lot has changed. Yep, scans that. Okay, so actually do get some harassment at this bottom left base after scanning it. Zealots do manage to clear it out. Nice clear by Snow. Pretty excellent stuff. +1 flyer or air weapons does start coming in for Snow. Oh no, these probes are out again. What happened to them? Must have been another thing. There must have been another thing. A Stargate does get fired up, though. Trying to figure this out, guys. I would like for this replay not to be broken. I've invested a lot of time into it already. Yeah, just trying to storm and delay and delay and delay and delay and delay. And he's actually over here stopping this thing. These groups are still hanging out. Up there, the Stargate. Did the Stargate finish? It's over here. Yes, nothing's happening with it. These guys are not going back to work, but there's... okay, but he's actually coming down to defend this time. So I think we fixed it, at least for now. There we go. Zealots and Storm, Zealots and Storm. Berries and cream indeed. And there's too much from light here, man. The reinforcements are coming off. Like I said, the 4-basing Terran is abjectly terrifying right here. Man, not resaturating this gas seems like such a problem for Snow. He's getting a fleet beacon. He is trying to transition into carriers here. So that's what's different about this. The storms are good, but there is just so much Terran, and I think this left side base is straight up going to die. I would love to see Snow figure out these guys are idle workers for some reason and fix them, but Here's he's not going to do that. What he is going to do is defend his natural base. Man, I think it would have been a much better idea for Light to just kind of siege right here rather than going for the jugular right now. I don't think he knows carriers are happening. I really don't think he does. Good snipe on these High Templar, man. These are new High Templar. Killing them before they get a storm off is nice, but he does get a storm off, and they Archon merge on the battlefield. Will they finish that merge or not? Is the question here. We're getting pretty scrappy here. Both players under 1,000 minerals. These guys are not working, and it's freaking me out. Production still coming in on both sides, though. 5 Vultures and 3 tanks at a time. The micro here from Light is pretty excellent. Not bad at all. And still not making carriers. Taking this gas, though. Oh, he is saturating this gas. He's like, wait a second. I do want this gas. He's not recognizing these probes are here, though. Why would he do that? I don't know. I don't know. 179 supply here from Snow. Light's at 124. Yeah, this 8 base economy and the 75 workers is really benefiting Snow a lot right now. He has the fleet beacon, but he's like, you know what? I stopped that attack. I don't think I need carriers to win this game, so we're not going to worry about that right now. Not taking this gas either, but again, he's pretty mineral starved at the moment. Under 100 minerals in the bank is not great. Fires up, +2 air weapons. If these guys never go to the work by the end of the game, I'm going to be really confused by this. Because the rest of the replay seems to be fine. Both players are spending, right? I don't see any idle SCVs being produced here. I don't see them sitting around. For Light, he's expanded to the 6 o'clock base, in fact. So, nothing else looks broken here. It's... Oh, all right! He figured it out! It took him like 10 minutes. The man figured out these probes were hanging out. I don't know why it took him so long, but he's going to send them to a base, I guess, that doesn't have a lot of saturation, but a lot of these bases look pretty good. So who knows where he's going to go with that. Guess who's in the bottom left, though? Light is here. Okay, here it is. We're trying to defend. We're trying to get storms up. Ah, but the D-Matrix actually keeping that tank alive. Ooh, was that friendly fire tank splash? That looked like a zealot bomb to me. So it's pretty much just cannons and Storm trying to save this base down here. Snow's hanging out in the center of the map. Snow, buddy. He's like, what do I do? I'm going to go this way. I'm going to try to base race this thing. I'm going to take a base out. I can afford to lose more bases than Light can. Let's see if we can do this. And he's going to make a big move on the 4th. He does decide to go for it. He's maxed out. He's got that 3-2 upgrades going for him. Stutter stepping in. Not a lot of tanks in this position. Whittling him down with that Psy Storm. Tanks down to the south side getting wiped out. Good Storm, good Dragoon follow-up. The 4th base is going to die. He's completely not quite just sacking the bottom left base. He's defending it as much as he can, but there's just not enough to do that. The SCV massacre is intense. Dude, the worker count gets knocked down to 50 for Light. This base is dead. Light's expanding here, though. He's replacing the ones that he's losing like an absolute Chad right now. Okay, Light, I see you. Carrier in production. 2nd Stargate coming in. Snow's like, maybe I do want these carriers after all. Maybe not a terrible idea. He's up 194 to 129 supply, though. I mean, this is, look at the supply. Yeah, this base might die. Yeah, we're expanding down this way, but these little high ground spots are so good to perch tanks on and lurkers and dragoons, and Light's using them to the best of his ability. He's finally sieging up outside this left side 9 o'clock base. Let's see if Snow can break this position. He is going to drop the High Templar. Good Storm and a good clump of tanks there, too. Really, really solid stuff. Dragon Spider Mines into the tanks a little bit. Desperate times call for desperate measures, but if you can win this battle, I think you might win this game. 170 to 90 supply. Snow is up big time here. His TVP, man. His PVT is amazing. Look at this base, though. I'm so impressed by this base from Light. Right? He loses his 4th, immediately replaces it down this bottom left corner. He's floating a CC in from his 3rd base. Probably down in this bottom left corner, too. Probably trying to hold it. He's just down 100 supply to Snow is the problem. The man is continuing to build carriers here. I am not sure Light has any idea that's coming because his Goliath count appears to be 3. Not really enough Goliaths to win against a bunch of carriers here, but it's not a lot of carriers either. It's 2-gate carrier, and he's only producing 1 at a time because he's maxed out, right? So he needs to free up some of the supplies, so he's going to come down here, try to get some of these Dragoons and Zealots to get some nice value against this amazing tank line, by the way. A little bit of a storm attempt up this way, and he kills on that dude 4. That's nice. 48 workers from Light to 73 for Snow. And he's just going to run Zealots past. Yeah, tried to cover it with these dudes. Nice Spider Mine drag. And right on top of these siege tanks. Oh, thank you very much. But this base is toast. That is a lifted command center if ever I've seen one before. And I have. And that's it. Light taps out. GG. This base going down is too much for him to handle. And Snow gets the win in 26 minutes. Yep. 8 bases for this guy. He did forget about some probes earlier, but that's okay. He took care of them, no problem. He was getting into carriers if he needed them. But this attack, I think he was, I don't know. I don't want to say for sure. He was just planning on coming down here and wiping that, just getting rid of some of his supply. But, you know, it's either way. You come down, maybe you lose some supply, kill some siege tanks. That's a win. Maybe you kill a base, and that's exactly what he did. Got enough down here in this position. Light did not have the economy to keep up with what Snow was doing, and he knew that. So he tapped out. Not enough going for him overall, and Snow gets the win. Nice Reaver plays, nice Storm drops, beautiful upgrades, beautiful troop movements, good shuttle stuff with his Gateway Man stuff, and carrier transition in the back pocket if necessary, and it wasn't today. So that's Snow, man. That's what he does. That's what this guy does in PvT. He makes people look silly sometimes, even somebody as good as Light, who's been around forever and is still an elite player and will be for a very, very long time. So, GG, man. I mean, that was a truly, 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 truly great PvT. Thanks for sending that one in, RJB. And let's go ahead and check out this final score. Hit the like button if you haven't already. We got 26 minutes, 242,000 points to 209,000 points. Got Light out producing Snow, being out-killed by Snow. Structures raised, fairly similar, 15 to 17, but Snow with that big time outspend of almost 20,000 resources in 28 minutes. It's a big, big chunk here. So 17,000 resources is going to get it done a lot of the time. And it did today, certainly did. So great, great macro. Great, great, great macro. All right, cool. So that is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.